Hi, everyone. My name's Alex, and thanks for joining our weekly live stream. Maybe you're joining for the first time, maybe you're joining for I wonder actually how many we have had. It has been over 5 years, so basically every week for 5 years. So, quick math people, tell us in the chat. We have two of our favorite people on today together. Before we hopped on to our call, they were already laughing, so we know it's going to be a good show. We were talking about cats. So, Linda, my mom, loves cats. I grew up always having cats and dogs. And we don't have a cat at the moment. So I'm telling my mom to just get a cat because my dad years ago walked into the house getting a dog without telling my mom. So I'm over here saying, go for it, Linda. It's your time to shine.
Well, we have a cat cafe in Topeka. I'm sure there are cat cafes all over the country, but you have to pay to go in. Then you get to play with the cats and eat, I guess. We haven't been there.
Maybe have coffee with hair in it or something.
Yeah, you could do that. You could furry coffee. Uh,
Yeah, we have one of these in Cleveland too.
there
So
you
I've
go.
I've been to it. You have yeah, you pay to go in and you can get coffee. I'm sorry, I guess we can't see both of you when we do this view, but
We're going to
That's
correct
all
that right now. How about this?
so, but welcome, Kathy. Thank you as always for joining. So be fun to have you today.
She always says right before we go on, why did I agree to do this?
right. I said that yesterday and the day before also.
But you actually love
You're
it.
so good at it.
So good.
Well, when I talk about, I wanted to make something for today, which kind of turned into several tries because several things were disappointing. I was short of time. I think, why did I say this? But, it's fine. It's
Mhm.
great.
Well, this is a project we've had kind of on the docket to do for a while, and for whatever reason, we just haven't had it on a live stream. So, if you've joined us live at like a So Kansas or any of our events, you've probably seen this jacket that's right behind you guys. And this is one of our what we call fractured jackets. So, this is kind of a term that we've coined because we've made this fractured jacket experience kind of a brand within itself. So, this has been a jacket we've seen a lot, but we need to show you guys. So
Well, you made it originally to take to Santa Fe, right?
Yes. And it was originally in kind of a boiled wool.
Yeah.
And what you want to find a fabric that does not fray, does not ravel, so you can put seams to the outside. But then when the fleeces came in, it was just a whole new ball game. It was such a wonderful fabric, and I've never seen a fleece this nice. And as I worked with one this weekend, I thought, this is just great that you can do so many things with this fabric. It doesn't ravel. It's easy to sew. And so I made another fractured jacket with the one you see behind my head, which is fleece. And the fleece is so fine and smooth and luxurious. I thought I'm going to put the fleece on the outside. But then I thought, no, because it curls to the outside. So the knit is on the outside, and then when you do the raw edges and they open up and you just see that line of fleece through there, and then you still have the fleece next to your skin.
I kept thinking about a time or two when I've walked into Joanne Fabrics, which I can't do anymore, and seeing the 2,000 bolts of fleece in every imaginable motif and color that you could imagine. We're not talking about that kind of fleece.
Well, yeah, that's baby blanket fleece.
That's baby blanket fleece.
Or make something for your aunt on her birthday fleece.
Yeah, in the nursing home.
I mean, those are great. We're trashing them way too much. But this fleece,
this is fashion fleece.
This is so wonderful. And I thought that the whole last 2
In
days.
fact, when we got it in, I thought it was velvet.
It feels like it.
It does feel like it on one side. The fleece is so, as she says, luxurious and not very deep. I actually haven't sewn with fleece, like the Joann's fleece. But I think it's not that easy to put in the sewing machine. I don't know that for sure because I've never sewn with it. But it's a pretty deep pile, and I would think you'd need some tools. Well, with this, you don't need any tools.
Well, not only we're talking about the fleece on the inside, but the knit on the outside is also a very it's a firm knit. I mean, not stiff,
Right.
but it's not loosely a loose knit. You know, everything about it's great.
You look like you're getting ready to say something, Alex.
Well, and you've used your favorite pattern. This is what, your 77th now?
Yes, here. No, your mom always says that. She's made 100, is what she's always says about me. I've probably made 20, maybe, but I do use the now pattern because it's so easy to work with. And you can change many things. I mean, this is a lengthened one from the now shirt.
Yeah, the now shirt in itself is pretty short.
Yeah. Really.
Too short for me. Even if I'm making it in a blouse weight fabric, like a silk or something, I'm going to lengthen it a couple of inches. But you've lengthened it even maybe more than that a time or two.
I think this one's probably been lengthened 6 inches as I'm
Is that right?
looking at it.
Okay.
So.
Well, I have on one that is the same technique. No, it's not. Sorry about that. Well, it's the same process of breaking up the pattern.
Yeah, I mean, we're showing this because I've not made this one in fleece. This is kind of a wool melton. But there are some people who have used this technique, this cutout pattern, on a now with the fleece.
You can tell a difference in the collars. The green one behind us is the traditional now collar because it folds in half and becomes kind of a French seam, I call it, because it covers up the neck seam allowance. This is flat.
Yeah, that's a collar maybe that you would have found on the London shirt, just something, you know, that goes directly to the edge up.
Yeah. And all the edges are serged, roll hemmed, actually.
Yeah.
Did you do the roll hem on the serger or the sewing machine?
Serger. But, you know, I would not use this technique. I would not roll hem with the fleece.
You wouldn't?
No, I mean, I would cut it out in this pattern, but I would let these seams, I would bring the seams to the outside, but I'd let them open up like this one has.
Okay.
I think it'd be pretty.
So I have to ask too, Kathy, you know, where do you get these ideas? Where did you get this inspiration?
Where did I?
Well, I don't know. You've been doing so many fractured jackets. I think one thing just leads to another for you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you've seen this exact technique.
I've seen this one. You know, I follow the Kansas City Asiatica, and they have had several that are like this.
Yeah, we don't always know what it really is. It's just sort of a look-alike. I mean, every once in a while, we'll pop into the store over there. If you're ever in Kansas City, you got to go to Asiatica. Their thing is they have probably the finest collection of kimono fabrics possibly in the world.
And I think some of the best looking Asian inspired garments.
Yeah.
But you know, we share a lot of the same look as far as the pattern. I mean, there's our
well, we shared pattern makers for years until she retired.
Yes.
So she worked at both places, and she would pass along things that maybe they didn't want. And we would, like I remember the panel pants. That was one of the first ones we ever shared because the panel pants are a copy of a Japanese gardening pant. But we have a relationship with them. And Kathy and I go over every once in a while when they're having a sale and buy up some of their scraps. Like we need some scraps. I need more scraps. You need more scraps?
Well, here's some. Look, I used this.
Oh, yeah. I understand that. These are scraps that we probably bought the last time we were there.
These are scraps, kimono scraps.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about this garment today because this is the Maison top.
Yeah.
and we're going to show it in fleece with a few added things. So this is the Maison top, but I put kimono fabric sleeves in it with elastic.
Well, the sleeves are normally a little shorter than that.
They are. But it
Now-
is the same sleeve. I just lengthened and put elastic in. And then I put the band without stretching the bodice to get into the band like the pattern.
I am so mad at myself because I'm the one that made that change on the Maison, and I am mad that I did it.
Well, it's
I took
easy.
2 inches off the width of that so it would bring it in. Ugh.
Well,
Oh,
that's okay. It's easy to not do that. We'll show.
Yeah, but people might not think of it if the directions say,
Right. Well,
you know.
for once they're
But
reading.
this is the Maison. It does have a band at the bottom, and you can see it cinches in a little bit, and then this is the length of the sleeve.
Yes.
So you've added length. Now, is all the length, is the whole sleeve kimono fabrics?
Yes.
Yeah. But when we say kimono fabrics, you know, not everybody has a collection of kimono fabrics, and that's fine. But there are a lot of quilt fabrics out there that resemble kimono fabrics. If you look for the little checks, the little weaves, the little herringbone things, whatever. Well, heck, I say that it could be 5 flowers if you want. It doesn't matter. But there are kimono-like weaves out there in the quilt world.
Well, even if you have, I'm not wearing scarves like I used to.
I noticed that.
And then I look at my closet and there's these beautiful scarves in there. And I think, I can put that on, incorporate it in a garment.
Yeah, cut up a scarf.
Yeah.
I have all those. Back when we were wearing the square scarves. Vera.
Oh, Vera Bradley?
No, that was long before Vera Bradley.
It is, but there is Vera printed on.
Yes.
Scarves.
Yes. And a collection like that, I'm never going to wear those little teeny scarves again.
I know. I keep thinking I'm going to do something.
Cut them up and use them as the sleeves or the bottom band or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. But you're right. Scarves in general kind of come and go. But I use a scarf. I know why you use a scarf.
Why? Because I might.
That's another story. But I wear a scarf so that things like, because I'm for some reason very sensitive to certain fabrics that are scratchy. And so I still wear a scarf around a jacket or a coat or whatever. And rarely do I wear a scarf for that added feature. You know what I mean? A color or filling in something, whatever. Doesn't really matter. But a scarf is a great thing to cut up. In fact, one of your most beautiful, I'm looking at it right over there.
Yeah.
That was a scarf.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get it.
Fractured. Well, I wear.
Since we're talking about scarves.
I wear scarves because I don't like round neck T-shirts anymore. I want some type of little collar on it. So.
This is a fracture jacket that she made that is the stripe parts are the scarf that you cut up. It was a long rectangular scarf. And then she filled it in with the crinkled cotton that we've promoted on and off over
Nice, yes.
Yeah. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's unusual.
Yeah. So she's done a lot of experimenting with fractured jackets. We do a fractured jacket workshop in Santa Fe once a year. And every year we have new jacket. She has new jackets and techniques. I've yet to make a fractured jacket. I've made one.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I have made one.
Yes.
That nobody looks at when they're down there because hers are so wonderful.
Yes, yes.
So, the Maison is one, and that idea just kind of came recently. Like you came in on Thursday and said, I've got an idea for Tuesday. I went, okay. And, Kathy's not a super Zoom fast sewer. She's very contemplative, cuts out takes a lot of time to cut out and make things right. So anyway, she got it done. You want to show it?
Yeah. Well, it had several evolutions, let me
Yeah.
say.
She's
And
she,
I started it Sunday morning. That was my
well, there is your problem.
that was my first problem. I was short on time. So we went through several things.
Her idea, she asked me if she should talk about her failures, and I said, well,
Yes.
if you have one, sure. But
Okay.
we all have them, and we turn them into something else.
Yes. So this is the fleece that's here on the wall. This citrus color fleece. There's this companion rayon lightweight woven that I've used with it. I've loved the citrus color. So this is the Maison. So it started out to be, my idea was, there was a sort of ruffle down here. And then through the center of the ruffle was another little drawstring. And then the back of it was, well, anyway. So that did not go because it was Sunday morning. I was short on a few accessories to sew it. And I thought, okay, we're not doing that. So the ruffle didn't happen. And I thought, okay, on the bottom of the Tosca dress is a deep hem, and then you offset the deep hem so it looks a little like a bubble, which I always think is a really unique technique. So the hem is all one, but when you turn it on the inside, you offset it so you have these bubbly looking things.
It's shifted about 6 inches. It's more than you think, isn't it?
Yeah,
I kind of can't remember.
it's a cool technique. But then I thought, if that's not sewn right, if it's not deep enough, it just looks like you did a really bad hem. So I thought, okay, we're not going with that. And so then I had another idea.
So far, we're up to 2 failures.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So then I thought, okay, we're just going flat. But I wanted to add something to it so it wouldn't be just flat. So I made these tabs that would fit in here. They would go to the front. They would button, and it would just give it some.
That's fun.
Yeah. I would do that here, and I would do it on the sleeve.
Would you do the same width of tab on both?
Well, since I didn't get as far as to the sleeve, no, I think I would narrow that down a little bit maybe. So I did put those on. I tried it on, and it really distorted how it hung at the hip. This kind of caught up weird. It didn't hang right. So my pregnant idea of 2 tabs was gone.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, we're down to a couple hours to get it finished. And so I just went with a very deep
Well, I like this a
flange.
lot, actually. This is folded, so this is on the fold at the bottom.
Right. So you actually don't have to put any hem in turning the fleece up.
Right.
And this is really easy. Just turn this, sew it on. The inside is just serged, top stitched.
Mm-hmm.
And then
well, the top stitching is a nice width away from the seam. It's a good 1/4 inch, if not more.
Well, and I used it up here because of, the thickness of the fabric. Mm-hmm. This neck looks as if it's flopping forward, but once you put it on, it's not.
Yeah, I think this is a mistake that a lot of people make is they try to stitch this too close to the seam on any fabric. And it just, boy, doesn't work. So farther away is better than too close. And then the sleeves don't have a band on it, so you had to create that. But you didn't lengthen the sleeve.
Well, the band does lengthen the sleeve.
Yes.
But then the sleeve has a 1 inch hem. So I'm actually sewing it at 5/8.
Okay.
So
you've lengthened it 3/8.
Yeah. And then this is a 2 inch width here.
Okay. And this is what, 4?
That's 4. So, you would cut your bottom piece 4 plus your seam allowance. So you'd cut your bottom piece 9 1/4 wide. Actually, you can just tear it on this. And this is 2 inch, so it would be 4 because it's turned under, and then your seam allowances, so it'd be 5 1/4. So it just really makes a wonderful, wonderful, cozy sweatshirt.
Yeah, that can be casual. It can be dressy. You can put a scarf with it and dress it up.
Oh, I would, because I can't wear that now. Well, when I first made this Maison, I thought, I just couldn't find myself wearing it comfortably, and I figured it was because of the neck. It did not flatter me. So then I found this little shirt in the closet, and I put that on, and I wear this. I think it's really fun to kind of have a dressy t-shirt.
A dressy sweatshirt, a dressy t-shirt, a dressy, yeah.
Yeah.
In casual fabrics.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we have
Show them the pink.
this one.
Is that where you are? Is that what you were doing?
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to talk about this.
Okay. So I made this, and actually this is a full tutorial as to how to do this. I wish I could think of the designer who I looked at.
Not Vera Wang. No, not Vera.
No, Muruhu or
Oh, yeah. Moyuru or something like that.
something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
So this was kind of a guess based on a picture, but it is the overlapping seams like we have in the pattern.
It is fleece,
It is fleece,
but it's a different fleece too.
It's a little heavier, a little more fleecy.
Yeah.
And I added a pocket, which you get to from the right side, and the pocket bag is on the wrong side.
So what's the tutorial on this?
How to make the whole thing.
I mean, what's it called for people to look it up?
We're going to have to ask Erin that.
It is called the Picasso Sweatshirt online workshop, and it is on sale this week at 15% off.
Okay.
That's cool.
All right. So then, in addition to that, there are some darts here and there. So here's a dart.
Open dart that opens up.
It opens up, sews into the side seam. There's another one somewhere. Is it on the front or on the sleeve? I know there's another dart. Oh, here on the sleeve, another dart.
That's cool.
All raw edge.
And there's a different technique on the neck.
Oh yeah, what is this? I've kind of forgotten. Oh, I just put it on backwards, meaning I put it, instead of adding the folded binding to the right side and turning it to the inside, I sewed it to the inside and brought it to the outside. Isn't that what I did?
No, I think no, I think you put one on in a traditional way, and then just this strip was added on top, because see,
I don't think so. Well, maybe.
See, you do have kind of a traditional
Yeah,
one
you're
on the
right.
back.
Maybe so. Things that curl, you can stretch them, give it a little bit of steam, and it'll stay kind of curly. So I put a tube, I guess I'll call it, of
Right.
fleece
Yes.
and sewed down the middle.
On top. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's a cool thing.
Oh, wait,
too.
I got to talk about the patches.
Okay.
So you take these secondary pieces, it could be anything, cotton, rayon, whatever, and you make some little patches, and then you sew them sort of in parallel random lines. There was no amount of trying to be neat about this.
You used a different color thread, didn't you?
I did.
So it'll show up.
A little bit. Yeah. It's not, I did go around. No, that's just the jump from one line to the next. Okay. So I guess, do I have any other patches? One more patch on the sleeve.
Oh, yes.
So 3 patches. So yeah, in this tutorial, you learn how to do the overlapping seams. You learn how to do the darts, and you learn how to put the patches on. But that technique can be on anything. That can be on the Maison. It could be on anything.
You can make fleece jogger pants.
Yeah,
That'd be cute on the leg.
yeah, that's right. With or without the band at the bottom. A lot of
Right.
people have left the band off.
That'd be something like Samantha's done many
Exactly.
times.
So then we have Erin in one that she made. Hers is fleece. Well, she can tell you what she's done. She's done quite a few things. Oh, you want a mic real quick?
How cute.
Hello, there we go. So this is the San Diego top. So in the San Diego, we have the jacket, we have the tunic, and we also have the top. So this is the San Diego top, but I did use the long sleeve and from the jacket. And so, and then I added an additional layer in what we would say is the wrong side of the fleece. So the pile side of the fleece. And
that went on raw edge up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the one side of the fleece, and this is the opposite side.
Right. I like how subtle that is. I like that
Yes.
it's really subtle, but you can still use both sides. And so I added that side of the fleece in a just kind of a unique shape, a very rounded shape. And then I stitched it on just in a grid with white thread. So pretty simple.
And you use two sides there.
Right. I used two sides here. So here's the wrong side, and I did the same on the back.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
So did
subtle.
you shorten it?
I did shorten it. Mm-hmm.
But you kept a deep hem, which is
Right.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you have a little deeper hem, it just looks more expensive.
Yeah.
It does. I like it. I think it makes it sophisticated, especially with a sweatshirt.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
I do too. That's great.
That is
So-
cute. Because this is all connected. So it's not like she's having to button it or zip it or overlap it. It's a fold at the center front that then opens up into this collar affair, which also, depending on the fabric, lies in various ways.
Right. Hopefully they can hear you.
Oh,
But,
sorry.
Yeah. But so yeah, it does have a really unique. I love the way it drapes here at the front. But yeah, you can kind of change it a bit depending on the fabric. It's going to drape a little differently, but it's just a really fun pattern play
What's
around
going
with.
on here? Oh, it's just a different size.
Oh yeah, on the other sleeve I did use I did use two different pieces just to make it a little bit asymmetric. But the same detail, the same type of grid that was stitched on. And it is put the mic down a second. It is I did put bands on the bottom of the sleeve.
I wondered what was going on.
But I was a little warm, so but it's kind of shows that you can change the style just a little bit, so you can make that a little higher and have a different look.
Yeah, that's cute.
It is cute. I love it. Well, the San Diego has been through quite a few iterations. Let me get my mic back on. Okay. From a jacket. I tell this famous story. Have I told it too many times?
Tell it again.
I guess I'll tell
I
it.
live with a man that repeats every story he's ever known. He has a catalog. He just opens up the catalog and there's his favorite story of the day. So, I'm sorry.
Okay,
go
so I'm
ahead.
going to tell it again, but I don't have a catalog.
Thank God.
So, in the old days, first of all, we had Dort Johnson, who I have talked about, and she developed the San Diego jacket pattern.
Yes.
And we took it to San Diego for an ASG conference, and it was called a pattern testing. We had like 30 people in the class, big deal. It was a disaster. Nobody liked it. It didn't hang right. Something was wrong. I was totally embarrassed, of course. Came back to Topeka, and Dort worked on it some more and got it right. So when we put the pattern out, we named it the San Diego. That's why the name.
You know, that was the first pattern I ever worked on
Is that right?
when I came to work for you. So
Well, then at some point, maybe it was Samantha, I'm not sure, could have been, she made it into a dress. And I think that gave us the idea to turn it into a tunic, which we then added to the pattern, and then we could shorten it and make it into a top. So
Yeah, like
so the current pattern, I better be careful what I say here, Alex. Does the current pattern have all three in the pattern?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you get the San Diego top, San Diego tunic, and San Diego jacket
Okay.
in the new printed pattern, or
Okay.
digital pattern. Sorry, the print PDF.
That's what I was wondering about. Yeah. It's a digital pattern for all three, which is a great deal. So,
all right. So I just quickly, if people want to do the fleece, if they want to do the raw edges, the wrong side showing in the seams on the outside, like the green one. So
And Kathy, I do have your pictures of your cutting layouts.
I see them. I'm going to show two papers here, and then we'll go to that picture. But I just kind of randomly, this is the now shirt front. So I just randomly divided it up, and I've only used this same cutout 20 times because I don't want to do it again on this one. And that's the green one here.
so is each side the same?
It is on this one.
Okay.
Yes. On the one you're wearing, it's a different cutout. I actually like yours better. It's a little simpler, but you just do just choose some kind of off parallel on these, and you can see all of your, stand up and show the front, all of them. And it's not the same on both sides.
Yeah, I can see that now.
You can do different. And then turn around, there's more in the back. You can just do a seam down the back and then just come out with several horizontal ones that are just not parallel to each other. I mean, some of them are. This one's the easiest, and after, this is the second cutout style I did, and I like it better. So there's no rhyme or reason to it, just kind of do what you want. But then when I get all those made to the pattern piece, I cut them apart. And then I will add 5/8 seam to each one. Although I'm not really using the whole 5/8. I'll do 5/8 seam and I'll stitch it at 5/8. And then I'll come back in and trim it to 3/8. And I think rather than just putting 3/8 on it to start with, if I put 5/8 on it, if you're off a little bit on your stitching, then you can go back in and trim it to 3/8, and it makes just a prettier line on that. Sometimes I will add it to the paper pieces that I've cut apart. Or can we show that picture now, Alex, or do I need? Okay. Or else I'll just do it as I'm cutting. And I'll add, actually those would be 1 1/4 inches apart. So you have a 5/8 seam on that. Now it is, especially on the green one also, you can see I've chalked it on that green one. But it also is very, very helpful if you number those pieces. Because if you don't number them and just cut them up when you're laying them out, especially the green one, you'll get all mixed up as to what's what. And then sew it at 5/8, trim wrong sides together, and then trim it to 3/8.
Do you trim it with a rotary cutter or scissors?
Most of the time rotary. I think you get a nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of fun to do.
And simple.
Yeah.
The idea of the shapes probably came from your very first fracture jacket, where you drew lines and then cut out top layers.
Yes.
So that's an idea that has come forward into one layer shapes. I put this on a lot when it's kind of cool in here. This fabric
listen.
This is the perfect time, even this time of year when it's,
Yeah, and it's cotton. It's not wool.
yeah.
Now the one of them I noticed when I made this. This is bamboo and cotton, but there's just nothing that feels so good on the inside of this and that.
Well, the bamboo rayon would make it a little bit drapier.
Yeah, well,
That's about the only.
I didn't feel it was. It
You
felt.
didn't think it was drapier?
I mean, I didn't feel a lot different, but
Yeah.
it is. It is.
It's about half and half, maybe a little more rayon than cotton, but
Yes.
is that the only one that has the bamboo in it or the rayon in it? It may be. We'll look as we talk about fabrics.
Right.
Okay.
Do we want to talk about them?
Well, I'm crazy about these, so I'm glad you got to see them.
Now, you don't have to cut up anything when you make it. Just order the fabric and make just a wonderful barn jacket that's all one
That's true.
piece.
That's true. Alex, do we have any questions?
We do, but before we get to questions, I just wanted to shout out that we have 2 spots left for our Santa Fe workshop. And so
okay.
I wanted to just ask you guys what it is that you love about Santa Fe and what some people can expect if they join us in March of 2026.
Well, first of all, we are at the La Fonda Hotel, which is the oldest hotel in Santa Fe and quite a few places actually. And it's very traditional Santa Fe, although they are remodeling some of the public spaces, so it'll be interesting to see how they do it. But anyway, we have a top floor room that is enormous and windows on 3 sides. So plenty of light, plenty of room. Everybody has their whole big 8-foot table, I think, or maybe we stagger it. But at any rate, you have lots of room, lots of cutting spaces, and we take lots of garments, lots of fractured jackets, lots of other garments as well. So then there's Santa Fe. I mean, I hadn't been to Santa Fe for 30 years, and I knew it was cool, but I hadn't really thought about it. It's like going to a foreign country without having to show your passport.
It is one of my favorite cities. I mean, my sister and my mother and I would go to Santa Fe every year as our summer vacation for 12 years. So we don't do that family trip anymore. But so when I go back to it, it just reminds me of how much fun we had in Santa Fe. But to me, Santa Fe, it's the city. I love the La Fonda. You're right there on the square. You don't need to get your car out for a week if you don't want to. But also, the group that shows up is always just a really fun group. And we have so many repeats that when they come back, it's just like the club is here again.
Right.
And then, if some people think, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get there. And it is always nice to have a little bit of an idea, but you don't need to. There's so many different ideas, inspiration going on there,
Right.
And then, of course, the food.
The food. Well, we do some excursions. We go to a couple of really unique boutiques. I don't know exactly. We try to change it up a teeny bit. We've been to the Folk Art Gallery. We've been to another gallery, Anto Gallery, which, oh my gosh, blows my mind every time I'm in there. It's all machine embroidery, huge. It's fantastic. So we always have some interesting things on the side to do after we're done for the day. So I don't know. It's just, I think it's probably one of our favorite. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. The minute I'm in London, I think that's our favorite. So whatever. Yeah. Anyway, it's fantastic.
So 2 spots left. If you want to join, I'll post the link in the chat, but you can pay your deposit and grab a spot to Santa Fe in 2026.
Okay. Did you say 2 or 3 spots?
2.
2. Okay. All right.
2.
And you don't have to bring your sewing machine. You can rent a sewing machine or you can bring your own. We make it easy there. There's a local dealer, a Janome dealer that we work with there.
All right, so we have a few questions. So first of all, can we see the inside of the fractured jacket that was made of scarves?
Oh. So it's all stitched on cream colored linen. So you're layering that all on stitching. You can see the stitching on the outside. But it does clean it all up for a neat inside.
And the bottom is serged.
Side seams are serged. Yeah, the bottom's raw edge, sort of serged. And then, because most don't want to put buttonholes in this type of a garment, I think the snap tape I think it adds more than buttons would. Adds a lot of detail to it.
Please explain the basic construction of a fractured jacket.
Well, it varies with the type of design. Now, this is simply torn strips, maybe pieced along the way or not, and layered onto a base fabric. That's one technique. Then we have, Kathy's grabbing a few. Then we have applique. The rest of them are over there on that rack, Kathy, to your left. Then we have applique, where you layer two pieces of fabric. You stitch some, whatever you like, kind of random stitches, and then you cut out the top layer of a few of the openings. Did I say applique or reverse applique? This is reverse applique that I just described. Sorry. So the black silk is on top of the white wool.
Yes.
Sewn and then cut out. That's reverse applique.
This is the same thing.
That's reverse applique.
Although it's tonal black silk on black linen, so it's more of a tone on tone, subtle. And then to kind of accent your stitching lines on there, some of them are done by hand. I lost this thing.
No, you lost it to my closet where you lost it.
I lost custody of this.
That's one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites too. And then here's the strip piecing. This is wool crepe that's been torn into different width strips and then appliqued, channel stitched. It's not appliqued. Channel stitched on a base. And this is yellow linen. You can see it's channel stitched on in kind of a rosy pink thread and then rosy pink buttons. We have patches.
Now this one is regular applique, where there are patches that are pre-cut and placed on the garment. This was on the cover of Threads a couple of issues ago.
Yes.
So the how to do that, in fact, how to do a couple of them is in that magazine.
Yes.
So those are some of the pieces that we take to Santa Fe. I did one, we don't have to show it, of combining a lot of techniques, including a lot more hand stitching.
Yeah, I don't have the little serge squares with me.
Yeah.
So
every year we add a couple. We give you a sort of smaller set of patterns to work with. It might be Chicago, it might be the London, it might be the Now, it might be, I don't know what all, but we give you a handful of patterns to work with, so we're not jumping all around with fitting, and they are pieces that we think go along with any of the techniques because they have a lot of surface.
And we also give you a lot of video instruction on a lot of these techniques before you come, so that you are able to prepare and get things ready if you desire before the event. So you get access to some of our online workshops and previous recordings of a lot of these techniques.
Right. Yeah, you're not walking in blind.
Okay. We want to.
So
Any more
how,
questions?
yeah, there's a few more questions. How much extra fabric do you buy to make the fractured now jacket like the olive in the background?
Oh,
Not
you
really.
know, you wouldn't need that much. Maybe a half an inch more.
Half an
Remember,
inch.
that's not a, that's
Does
not a
that,
lot.
does that do it?
half half a yard.
Half a yard.
I mean, you really don't, because I mean they're wide. You don't have to lay the pieces out all in order there. I mean, they can be moved around just so you have them. I mean, I try to keep them on grain, but you don't have to. It's a knit. You can, I would say a half a yard. If you get it out of a half an inch, you're a miracle. So,
You're a wizard.
And I think this is about the garment you're wearing, Kathy. I know you talked about it earlier, but can you show us the sleeves and up close and what you did to make them?
okay, it is the sleeve in the pattern. So I have the same armhole, the same sleeve. I just lengthened it down. I probably went to the closet to figure how long. Now you need to realize this is very dropped. So don't measure your sleeve from up here. It's very dropped to come down to the wrist. I'm not sure. I might have widened the bottom a little bit since I was putting elastic in it. You know how you make something and then you have no idea a year, a year later how you did it. So anyway, but I did use the same sleeve, so I didn't have to mess with the sleeve cap or the armhole.
The pants pattern that Erin was wearing, I think it's a blue jean day. I think
It's a
Erin's
blue jean day. There's a new blue jeans. She told me where she got them, and I can't remember. Purchased jeans. Mm-hmm.
When you added the center back seam, do you still allow a 5? Not sure. And if you want to correct maybe the typo.
If you're taking a pattern that has normally a fold line on the back, you're going to set that fold line over from the fold 5/8 of an inch.
Right.
The cutouts that Kathy had for her, both the green and the brown jackets, we could think about posting them, but they're definitely here on the live stream for you to refer back to. Linda's jacket that you're wearing is a different fabric than the green one. It's, you said, a wool Melton.
Yeah.
And the green one is our fleece. It's a cotton fleece that we're kind of promoting today. We have other fleece variations and options, but they are two different fabrics.
But we did have several people make this cutout style in fleece at our Sew Kansas. You know what? I only showed it is because it works up in fleece great. And then we had the fleece that was kind of a different color on the inside. So when they brought, it was a blue, denim blue, and the inside was a gray. So when they brought this all forward, it showed the distinctive lines more.
How do you care for the fabrics and jacket? Dry clean or wash?
Okay, so actually the green is probably washable, but for some reason, because of all the cutouts and everything, I think I would dry clean it. It is washable.
You could wash the fabric first if you wanted
Yes.
to get the shrinkage
Yes.
out of it if
Yes.
there's any. There's not
Yes.
much, I don't think. Yeah, you could wash the fabric first, but I'm with you. These fracture jackets are enough work that you probably want to dry clean.
It's tencel. This one is tencel, cotton, and spandex. So all of that is washable. Usually when we're ready to do a jacket, we don't want to wait for them to go through the laundry. you know. So I didn't, I thought of that when I was doing the citrus one this weekend of cutting some squares and throwing them in the laundry and seeing the difference of washing. But it is washable fabric.
These others that are layered and cut out and stitched and patched and all that, boy, it's dry clean for me.
Me too.
All right, I know we're answering
Here,
some
nobody
questions.
wears them. So. I'm sorry. Say that
All right,
again.
I know we're answering some questions in the chat, so I think we can go on to fabric.
Okay. Well, what we have here is we have sort of a pairing of, not sort of a pairing, we have a pairing of the fleece plus some kind of woven that you could use either like the Maison as the bottom bands of the bottom of the shirt and sleeve, or you could sew up something like the Sicily to make a blouse or top. This is the Sicily pattern, real simple, meant to be made in a woven, has a keyhole opening in the back with a little button. Just about the simplest garment, so there's no interruption to the lines of what you're wearing. So you could have a jacket and a blouse, or you could have trim in lots of ways. You could have patches on top of the fleece, you could have bands, you could make parts of the garment in the woven, you could make the sleeves in the woven, and the body of the garment in fleece. But so this is a pairing here.
This is tencel and viscose. It matches this beautifully.
Yeah, it does.
And so the fleece is bamboo, 66 bamboo rayon, 27 cotton, and 7 spandex. That's a lot of spandex.
It is.
Now, one thing I noticed when I was sewing this, there's more lengthwise stretch than across.
That's unusual.
It is unusual, but I did use the across. I thought when I put the neck binding on, I thought, well, I'll try it the way we usually cut. But I did cut a piece that had more stretch in it just in case, but I didn't really need it. So,
yeah, I think the only reason to consider the lengthwise stretch is sometimes you can save fabric
right.
if you lay out pieces on the cross grain.
But it still has that tiny little ribbing you see in knits.
Yeah.
Which I like going vertical.
Right.
So here's one pairing. This is a poplin, isn't it?
I think so.
Cotton broadcloth.
Broadcloth. I've got to look up the difference between poplin and broadcloth. They're very similar. This broadcloth might be a little bit lighter weight. I don't know.
Isn't it kind of the weave? I don't know.
I don't know either. I got to look it up.
Well, this is 100% cotton. And I love how it goes with this gray.
Yeah, I like it too.
The fleece on this one there's no bamboo in this one. That was bamboo. This is tencel, organic cotton, and spandex.
It does have a different color on the other side. So,
yes. So you would, if you want, you can use that to show.
Right.
This would be a great thing. Just play
your seams would really
want.
Stand out because the wrong side of the fabric. I don't know why we call the fleece side the wrong side. I'm not really sure which is what. But okay, then we have a white one, and there's just nothing. This is actually called
what
is it called?
Viscose and linen.
What do we call the color? Egret or something?
Egret, yes.
Yeah. So it's not pure white. It's awful close to pure white because I put pure white with it initially and it worked, but it is ever so slightly off-white.
And the fleece again is tencel, organic cotton, and spandex.
Okay.
But you put the fleece outside here.
Well, that's probably the way it came off the bolt, but you could use either
this
side.
fleece is so fine, you almost can't tell
I know
the difference. Okay, then you do this side.
Okay. Well, at the bottom we have this mauve combination. Again, this is the wrong side of the fleece, or fleecy side of the fleece. It changes tones just slightly. And this is a poplin or a broadcloth. Broadcloth is called rose. And then we have these two prints that are actually a mesh. And I think that'd be fun for trims and extensions and all of that. So it goes, kind of goes either way here. The blue is the fleece. And that's the bamboo and cotton and spandex. This is probably polyester, but I'm guessing. Yeah, polyester and spandex, so it is stretchy. It's definitely a knit. It's a little bit sheer. I know you can't tell that, but it's not totally sheer, but it's sheer. And then the red is the same as the other fleeces, and this is the polyester. And then, yes, we have the green, we have a purple, and we have a teal that are not out here.
Excuse me.
We have very little of this. So if we run out of that, we are likely to put it with this.
That's pretty.
So if you happen to order that color and we're out of the top color, we'll be letting you know that we're going to substitute. Okay. So we have the Maison, the Sicily, the Picasso, the San Diego, and the Now patterns on sale. Did I catch them all, Alex?
I think so. I can share my screen and go through it. But I was just going to say, I think those sheer polyesters, looking at your sleeves, Kathy, and thinking about Erin's San Diego sweatshirt sleeves, those would be fun sleeves to use with a fleece or a different fabric.
Right.
I just think the Maison top is a great canvas to kind of play around with different fabrics on the bottom, on the sleeves, however.
All right, so if you go to our homepage, you can click on the sale icon, and all the patterns Linda mentioned, they are on top here for what's on sale. So we have the Maison top and joggers, the Now, that is both digital and print. We have the Picasso top and pants. That is also both digital and print. And then the San Diego, that is the pattern that is 3-in-1. So that is a digital pattern, and a pretty new pattern that came out this year, the Sicily, that is also on sale. If you want to learn how to make the Maison top, then you can join what's called our Maison Top online workshop, and we actually show you how to, in step-by-step video format, how to make the Maison Top pattern as it comes in the pattern. We also have the other online workshop we mentioned, the Picasso Sweatshirt. So if you want to take the Picasso top pattern and learn how to make this sweatshirt variation, join the online workshop. Linda will teach you again in video format how to make the Picasso sweatshirt step by step. So then we get into fabrics. We have all of these wonderful fleeces. You can click on these and get to know them in picture form. You can read about the contents, read our descriptions. So check out all of these fabrics, and those are all posted here in the sale category. And don't forget to check out our Santa Fe event. If you want to read a little bit more about the itinerary, about what happens during the event, all of that is posted here on our events page. And then you can pay your deposit, and 2 spots are left. If you have a non-participating partner that wants to come, a friend, a husband, a partner, that is also possible. So you can join with friends or otherwise. So let me see if there are any more questions. I don't think so. Kathy, thank you.
Thank you,
Kathy.
Thank you, guys.
Always fun.
Yes.
We'll see you next week. Maybe Linda will have a cat.
Oh.
Or she's played with one at the cat cafe.
I at least need to play.